Okay, let's talk about something huge that just happened. The way you find information online, I mean, your basic Google search, it just took this massive leap. Imagine you go to Google, but instead of the usual list of blue links, it'll look much more like a really smart chatbot that's ready to talk. We're doing a deep dive today into Google's brand new AI mode. It officially landed for everyone on July 1st, 2025, and we're pulling from a bunch of articles that dropped today breaking down this enormous shift and what it really means. So our goal here is to unpack it all. What is AI mode? How does it work? How does it change things for you searching online? And maybe the fun part, what kind of really big questions are people already trying to stump it with? Okay,
And
so
let's get into it.
Yeah, it's a fundamental change, you could say. The whole idea behind AI mode isn't just finding stuff anymore.
Yeah.
It's about getting, conversational, intelligent answers right there. It really feels like the start of a completely new era for finding information online. Elizabeth Reed, who's the head of search at Google, she put it pretty clearly. It's about moving search from just information retrieval to more like intelligent assistance. And she basically called it the future of Google search. It's them really embracing generative AI right at the heart of their main product.
and the tech powering it, just so everyone knows, is Google's own Gemini model, their big generative AI.
That's right. A pretty powerful engine for what they're aiming for.
So how does this smart assistant built right into search, how does it actually work? You said conversational answers.
Exactly. It's designed to give you these context-rich, sort of multi-layered responses. You'll see the answer, but also maybe links inside it or graphs or even suggestions for follow-up questions. It's trying to give you a whole picture.
Multi-layered. Okay.
Yeah, and technically it uses something Google calls a query fan-out technique.
Query fan out.
Right. So if you ask something complex, AI mode doesn't just grab keywords. It intelligently breaks your question down into several smaller related questions, almost like it's thinking ahead about what you really need. Then it generates answers for all those sub-questions and kind of pieces them together for a much fuller response. It's computationally intensive, moving beyond just matching words to understanding intent.
Ah, okay. So it's great for those tricky questions that used to take like 5 different searches to figure out.
Precisely. Those complex, multi-part queries are where it's really designed to shine.
And it's not just text, right? You mentioned graphs.
Yeah, that's a big step. For shopping searches, it can give interactive recommendations, feels less like searching, maybe more like talking to a shopping assistant.
Hmm.
And the really impressive bit coming later this summer, apparently, is real-time graphs and data visualizations for things like sports scores or stock info.
Wow. So you could ask about a stock and see a chart pop up right there.
That's the idea. A visual breakdown directly in the search results.
Okay, what else? I read something about personalization.
Yes, the more personalized integrations. This is fascinating. AI mode can potentially look at info from your other Google apps. Things like, say, flight confirmations in your Gmail or events in your calendar
Okay.
to tailor results. So if you ask for restaurant ideas in Chicago and it knows you have a flight book there, it can give you suggestions relevant to your trip.
Right, based on your actual context.
Exactly. Context-aware search. Now, you can turn that access off. They're clear about that. But the direction is definitely towards this virtual assistant feel, anticipating what you need based on your digital life.
Interesting. So how do you actually get to this? Is it automatic?
Right now, it shows up as a new tab. At the top of Google search, like where you see images, news, shopping, there's now an AI tab.
Simple enough.
Yeah, and they've made sure it works smoothly on phones too, Chrome or Safari.
Yeah.
Plus, there's a dedicated URL if you just want the pure AI experience.
Okay. And I heard about something called deep search.
Ah, yes, deep search. That's for when you need to go really in-depth on a topic. It basically scans hundreds of search threads, discussions, articles related to your query, and then it generates a long-form answer, complete with citations, supposedly within minutes, like a super fast research assistant for complex subjects.
Okay, this really does change things. Here's where it gets super interesting for me.
Yeah.
Just how we use search is going to shift, right? Like instead of typing, I don't know, best Father's Day gifts, which is just keywords,
Right.
you could actually ask it, what should I get my dad? He loves Roman history and he's into woodcraft.
Exactly. And the goal is for AI mode to come back with actually thoughtful, tailored ideas, maybe linking directly to products or articles about Roman woodworking or something.
Just moving from just finding links to getting intelligence almost.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And Google is pushing this hard. On launch day, July 1st, they even used the Google homepage doodle spot for it, which is, incredibly valuable digital real estate for them.
Right. Huge visibility. Though they did say it was just a promo, not like a historical doodle.
Correct. Just a fun promo, their words. But still, it shows how important this is. They also apparently tested putting the AI mode right under the main search bar, replacing the old "I'm feeling lucky" button.
Whoa, really? They almost never touch that spot.
Exactly. It signals a huge commitment.
And you can ask it questions different ways too, not just typing.
Yep. Text, voice, or you can even use images as part of your query. Makes it more versatile.
So why now? Why this big push?
Well, competition, definitely. You've got OpenAI with ChatGPT, Anthropic's Claude, Perplexity AI calling itself an answer engine. Google needs to show it's leading the way in AI, especially in search, which is their core business. They want people using their AI.
Makes sense. But is everyone convinced this AI mode is always the best way?
That's a really important question. Not necessarily for every search. Eugene Levin from SEMrush, the SEO tool company, he made a good point. He thinks a lot of people will still just want the classic Google results for quick facts, like, movie times or finding a specific website URL. Fast and simple.
Right, sometimes you just need the link.
Exactly. He suggests AI mode is probably best suited for those really complex, multi-layered questions we talked about, and users will likely just naturally switch between the two modes depending on what they need at that moment.
So it's not necessarily AI replacing traditional search entirely, but offering a different tool.
For now, perhaps. It's presented as an alternative, but Google also said many of these AI features will eventually be integrated directly into the main search results.
Okay, so it might be optional now, but the future is more integrated AI.
Seems to be the direction. The age of chat-powered search is definitely here, whether it's a separate tab or baked right in eventually. It's a major shift.
Okay, so we understand how it works, why it matters. But here's where things get, well, a bit more philosophical maybe. People are already throwing these huge, almost unanswerable questions at it, the really big ones.
Oh yeah, the really big ones. It's fascinating, isn't it? Because AI mode is designed to synthesize info from many sources, give comprehensive answers, but these questions, they go way beyond facts. They touch on belief, speculation, things we just don't know.
Exactly. Like, number one on the list seems to be, what's the meaning of life?
The ultimate question.
Right. And people are asking it in different ways, like, why does life exist? Or is there an intended purpose? How does an AI even tackle that? It can pull philosophy text, sure, but can it offer meaning?
That's the core of it. It can summarize human thought on the topic, but meaning itself, that's different.
Then there's another one. Who built the pyramids of Egypt?
Okay, slightly more concrete, but still debated.
Yeah, I mean, we know it was the ancient Egyptians, obviously, but the how, the exact techniques, the sheer scale, historians and archaeologists still debate the finer points.
Right, so people are curious if the AI can somehow synthesize all the theories and maybe give a more definitive answer than even the experts agree on. Can it resolve long-standing historical debates?
And what about unsolved mysteries? Like, what really happened to Jimmy Hoffa?
The classic American mystery.
For anyone younger, Hoffa was a powerful union boss who disappeared back in 1975. Vanished. Never found.
It's one of those cases with endless theories, but no confirmed answer. So asking an AI, it's not processing facts, it's navigating a void where the crucial data just doesn't exist.
Or D.B. Cooper, another one.
Right. The guy who hijacked a plane in the early 70s, got a parachute and ransom money, jumped out, and was never seen again. Same problem, no definitive answer for the AI to find.
It's really telling, isn't it, why we're drawn to asking AI these kinds of questions.
I think it speaks volumes about us, our deep-seated curiosity, maybe a desire for certainty even when it's impossible. And perhaps it reflects how we're starting to view AI not just as an information tool, but almost like an oracle. We're asking it to provide wisdom or answers beyond its data.
Yeah, asking it to solve things humans haven't been able to. It's quite profound, actually. So we've seen this incredible shift. Google search, moving from that simple box and list of links into this intelligent conversational assistant ready to handle really complex stuff.
It's definitely more than just finding information faster. It feels like accessing a layer of synthesized intelligence. Getting those deeper, multifaceted answers is the real game changer. It fundamentally shifts how you might approach getting information, moving from asking what to asking how and why.
So here's something to think about. Given that this AI mode is built for complexity, built for these multi-layered questions, and people are already testing it with questions that have basically stumped humanity for ages, what new kinds of questions might you start asking? Questions about knowledge itself, maybe? especially when the answers aren't just found but are actively, intelligently constructed for you by an AI. What does that mean for learning and curiosity going forward?